Good evening, back on a Monday, ready to give you guys your fix. Now, yesterday we got to witness some really good kind of nail-biting games that came down to the very last drive. Now, today we're going to discuss a couple topics from football yesterday. So, are you ready to get your fix? So let's start with the Minnesota Vikings, who beat the Detroit Lions 34-20. Now, I did think the Vikings were going to come away with the victory, but not in the way they did it yesterday afternoon. Okay, the story of the Vikings all season has been, their defense, and that they have played kind of poorly with some, exceptions, like they did in Green Bay last week. They had a really nice game. But, hey, they just let up too many big plays and are just way too inconsistent. Well, last night, the Minnesota Vikings defense stepped up massively, okay, and controlled the entire game and really just made it easy for their offense to secure a victory. So coming into this game, the Vikings defense only had 3 interceptions all season. After this game, they now sit at 6. They made life miserable for Matthew Stafford, who eventually had to leave the field for concussion protocol. They had to have Chase Daniel come in. At that point, it is what it is. You kind of know you're going to lose the game, but you'd like to have at least somewhat of a fight, being that it was only 2 possessions. Now, this is the Minnesota Vikings I think everyone expected to see coming into this year. And if they continue to play like they have, the past 2 weeks against the Packers and the Lions, they have a legit chance at possibly going 6 or 9-7, and then possibly somehow making the playoffs. Okay, so continue to watch this Vikings team. They're growing still. They have a young defense. Their offense is just fine with with Kirk having to, control those turnovers. But I think this Minnesota Vikings team can, win more games. So let's switch gears to the Miami Dolphins, who barely beat the Arizona Cardinals because the Cardinals missed a field goal at the end there. I think it was a 49-yarder. Anyways, though, we talked about Tua after his first start against the Los Angeles Rams and how he has room to grow. Well, this game, Tua looked amazing and actually looked like the other 2 quarterbacks, Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, who both look like seasoned veterans already. Tua came into this game knowing it was going to be a tough one and knew, he had to outperform his last outing against another top defense. Now, the man went off, 20 for 28, 248 yards passing, and then 2 touchdowns. He also ran the ball 7 times for 35 yards. So if I'm Miami, I'm really, really excited what Tua is going to bring me in the future. And, after a very fun game to watch, you can just tell that Tua might just be that man in Miami for the next years to come. So next, let's talk about some Justin Herbert, who continues to play at a high level. He took on the Raiders, who have been playing exceptionally well the past couple weeks. And, Justin did a good job. He stayed calm in the pocket, and, he waits for plays to kind of open up before he rushes his decision. His awareness is really, really good. And, he gives the Chargers a chance to win any game they really play because he keeps his poise. And, he makes really, really nice throws. He had one chance to win this game at the end where his team marched down the field and had one last play with 4 seconds and threw it to Donald Parham Jr. in the corner of the end zone and failed to complete it. And so, they lost. But I do think he has some features of a Russell Wilson or an Aaron Rodgers where he's going to be able to lead his team downfield and give them a chance to win when they need it. And I think the Chargers are in, just as good hands as the Miami Dolphins with Tua and the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow. So finally, let's talk about that Saints game. Now, did anyone figure out if the Bucs actually got on the bus in time, or, did we just watch a bunch of random people from the street try to play an NFL game? I mean, the Bucs were nowhere to be found the entire game. They literally didn't even put up a fight at all, and they allowed the Saints to tear them apart. I've never really seen a Tom Brady offense look as bad as they did last night, other than last season with the New England Patriots. Otherwise, they usually score once, at least, but last night they couldn't even reach the end zone, let alone gain enough yards so that their kicker could only kick 1 field goal. 38-3. That was the score. And they could get 1 field goal. Couldn't even get 2. This Saints team, they tore apart Brady and the Bucs, and now the Saints are still at number 1 in that division and might be, there to stay. They got Michael Thomas back. They're looking healthy. Breeze made some really, really nice throws. Alvin Kamara's playing exceptionally well. So, Emmanuel Sanders is being a big part of that offense as well. So, they're there to stay, at least for this point. Now, if both teams continue to play well and make the playoffs, I would really, really love to watch this as a playoff matchup to see if Brady can actually get the job done finally. But only time will tell. Now, this was just an awful game from the Buccaneers. We need to see better. Tom knows it. The Bucs knows it. So, kind of take that game, erase it, and start anew, because that wasn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at least that I've seen from the past couple weeks. So that is going to end our discussion today, as now we wait for the New England Patriots to take on the New York Jets. So, do the Jets get their first win of the season, or do the Patriots kind of turn things around and start a winning streak? Hey, we're going to find out tonight. So just be ready for this matchup. It's probably not going to be the greatest matchup you're going to see, but hey, it's Cam Newton, New England. And now we got to see Joe Flacco instead of Sam Darnold for the New York Jets, as Sam is out with an injury. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow. And you just got your fix with the Wicks.